Well, hello everybody. I look forward to seeing you on July 13th. I hope you can make it. Do you know what's going on that day? Well, let me tell you. That is the day that we're doing the Keep Writing Your Story event. That's right. We got this event coming up. It's going to be at the Freedom Skate Park, and you're going to really enjoy it. You can go online and take a look on Facebook and figure out more about it, but it's going to be in Beckley. And let me tell you, we're going to have a really good time. So I hope you come out and see us. But I'm going to be there doing balloon animals. I'm also going to be telling you about your brain. You know, we all have this, all have this brain in our side of our head, and this brain is in charge of everything we do. It's in charge of our schools. It's in charge of our families. It's in charge of businesses, homes. Everything that goes on in this country requires good use of your brain. So let me ask you a question. Is your brain working properly? And that's always a question that we need to answer. And in most cases, most times it is. But are you doing everything you can to make it more effective? You see, that's why I love this event we're coming up, because it says keep writing your story. We all have stories. We all have stories from our past. Think about whenever you grew up. Maybe you had your favorite dog. I remember one of my favorite dogs wasn't even my own dog. It was a dog that I met at somebody else's house, and they couldn't keep him there. They tied him up. They did everything they could to keep him home, but he always would shoot through the rope or he'd get away and he would come to my house. And that was one of my favorite dogs. And then, of course, what about what's going on right now in the present? When's the last time you went out and had something that you really enjoyed to eat? Last time you went to a really good movie? So many things in our life that goes on in our lives, and it's going on right now. But the one thing that we don't always write about and really spend a lot of time on is our future. Do you write about your future? Are you taking time to take a look at what you absolutely want in the future, and can you explain it in detail? You know, those past experiences we've had, those present experiences we've had, we can put them in a lot of detail. But the future, we don't always do that. And let me tell you, if you take a look at people that have moved forward in their lives, you'll see that they have written their future story, and they know it and understand it and move into it. So what makes me qualified to do this? Well, I've worked with so many people. In my entire life, I've always worked with people, helping them to get what they want. When I went in the military, one of the things I did is I set up a program for people that came out of school, because they only went to school 2 or 3 months, so they didn't really have everything they needed to know. So I put together programs so that they could then learn more about what we were doing. I was in electrical mechanical, and we did a lot of electromechanical work, and so I would teach them all the things they needed and new things that they needed to know so that they could further their career. And I saw many do that. And I've learned that not only through the military, but then I've learned it through the John Maxwell team, through Dr. Amen, through Dr. McClendon. These are all certifications that I've received, and 2 or 3 others that help me help others to become what it is that they want to be. So my question is, have you written your future? And it doesn't matter how old I'm still writing my future. I love writing my future. And I have a lot of great plans. Many people at my age have retired and are not doing a lot of things, but they're doing what they want, which is fine. But I love what I do, and the opportunity to help others to become who they want to be, regardless of their age, is important to me. Let's face it. Since I told you the brain runs everything, the question is, are you doing things that really help your brain? Because what I found out is most of us don't really know how to take care of the brain well. We have a tendency to overeat, which causes us to be overweight, and that's not good for the brain. We have a tendency to not get enough sleep, really bad for the brain. Use of cell phone, another thing that's bad for the brain. All these things, and I'm telling you, I've had the same problem. I definitely have. I love to eat, and I had to lose, it wasn't a lot of weight, but it's a lot more. It took me a long while to get rid of it. I was about 40 pounds overweight, and it took me a while to get rid of it. But what is it that you want in your life? You know, we've all went down this road where we ate the wrong things, we didn't exercise enough, we didn't do the things that we should. That's good for our body, but you got to realize how much value it has to the brain. Because when we don't exercise, the brain doesn't get enough oxygen. Whenever we don't eat right, the brain doesn't get the nutrition it needs. It uses 20% of your nutrition. 20% of the calories that you eat are taken into the brain. Are you doing those things? And you know as well as I, you've done this before. You've not eaten right. You've not got enough sleep. You've used your cell phone a lot more than you should. Maybe you are right now. Maybe it's something you need to get in control of. If you're raising up your children and they're using a phone, you need to get that under control. I'll have contracts that you can take home and sign with your children so that you can protect their brain from this. But the thing about it is, it's so valuable for us. This is a muscle. I mean, this is a type of muscle, and I realize that it's very soft. It's the consistency of soft butter, and it gets beat up whenever we have in an accident or when we fall or do different things. And so we need to protect it. But we not only protect it by not beating it up, we also protect it by eating right and getting the exercise we need, because it absolutely is a muscle. And this adage about, well, when you get old, you start losing your mind. That's not true. You get old and you start losing the muscles of your mind because you're not using them. So you've got to get in there. You've got to make sure you do that, because you've done that. You've ate wrong. You've done those things that didn't help you. So I have too. I just want to be honest with you and let you know that I'm still a work in process. I still get that urge for things that's not really good for me. I still get lazy and don't get up and exercise like I should. All these things are problems I have too. So what can you do? Well, one thing is you need to learn more about the brain. We need to understand it better. We have a lot of information on the brain, and it's still a lot to be learned, but we understand it so much better than we did years ago. And so, do you want to run your family well? Do you have a business? Do you want to get into politics? I mean, everything about what's going on in your life. Your children, do you want them to have good grades in school? So how does that happen? It happens whenever their brain works better. When the brain works better, we work better. And so come join us July 13th at Freedom State Park, and we'll be talking about those things. I'll also be blowing up balloon animals. As you can see here, I got my stuff in practicing. I always like to practice some to make sure I get my balloon animals correctly made. But the thing about it is, we're going to be learning about the brain. We're also going to see I got these little ants on here. I put them on here because I do a course called Automatic Negative Thoughts, and believe me, we all have them. There's about 8 that we struggle with all the time. There's 3 or 4 of them that really create problems in our lives. And whenever I talk with people, whenever I work with them, it's like, well, I don't have any ants. And then the next thing you know, I've got 2 or 3 of those ants. And whenever we allow those ants to take control of our lives, then they keep us from doing what we want. They keep us from becoming the best version of ourselves. Believe me, you come by and see me on July 13th, I'll make sure you walk away with something that you can use. If nothing else, I'll make sure and give you some information that you might find handy for you right now to help you grow, help you take care of your family, help you to make decisions much more effectively. You see, I got this course I call Brain Thrive by 25 that Dr. Amen put together. And it's about how does the brain operate from 0 to 25, because in those age ranges, that's whenever the brain is most effectively working for us to grow. If we can get our children and our young adults to operate in an area where their brain is being more effective, then they're going to make better decisions than we did. Wouldn't that be great? Because I don't know about you, but whenever I was younger, I made a lot of bad decisions. You know what? Come to think about it, I still make some bad decisions. But I'm better at it than I used to be. And one reason is because my brain works better because I'm taking care of it. Like I said, when the brain works better, you work better. Is that something you want for your life? See you July 13th. Have a great day. Goodbye.